I'm sure you've heard the word adage before. Typically, an adage is a short, memorable saying that portrays or embodies some fact or truth based on experience or life. And most people think they're kind of like a proverb or impart some wisdom that we can use. And I've got 4 adages I'd like to share with you today to help you in your next race. Welcome to the Ageless Runner. I'm Ralph. So my first adage is one that's a real favorite of mine, and that is races are never won in the beginning, but they are lost. Races are exciting, especially the start of a race. You've been training for it. You're in the starting area. People are around you. They're milling about. They're all excited. They're chatting. Maybe there's music playing. And when that starting signal goes off, everybody just bolts out of there. And that's pretty exciting, and you want to keep up with those people. But pretty quickly, you need to get into your race pace. Whatever effort you think you need to finish that race, you want to get in that pretty quickly. You don't want to be running hard too long in the beginning. You don't want to use up your energy. You don't want to get burnt out and get overtired. So get into your race pace pretty quickly after the start. Enjoy the beginning, enjoy the thrill, the rush at the initial start, but get in your race pace pretty quickly, because races are never won in the beginning, but they are lost. Now, adage number 2 is embrace the back of the pack. Have you ever watched a sports car race, like a NASCAR or Formula One race? You'll see 2 cars falling real closely behind each other. Well, that second car, that car in behind, is drafting, and maybe you heard that term. What drafting is, the lead car, the car that's going first, is creating a wake behind it. And that wake is typically lower air pressure than the air all around it. So that second car being in that wake is at a lower air pressure than the air behind it. The higher air pressure behind it is pushing it forward. So by being in that wake, being in that low pressure zone, it's saving some gas, it's saving some energy. And the faster the race, the faster you move, the more energy you can save. Now, believe it or not, running, you can also draft in running. Now, you're not going to get the kind of energy savings you're going to see in NASCAR or Formula One, but you do get some. And there was one study that looked at drafting in still air, no moving air, and at sprinting speeds said you could save between 7 and 8% of your energy. And that marathon speeds, marathon distances, is more like 2%, and then middle distances are somewhere in between around 4%. So that's not a lot. But why would you not, if you're doing a marathon or half marathon, why would you not want to save a little bit of your energy so you can finish and finish strong? So think about running in the back of the pack. Now, those studies I was talking about are a no-win. If you have a wind or a headwind, those people ahead of you are breaking that headwind. They're breaking that for you, and that even saves more energy. So there's a lot of advantages to running in the back of the pack. Now, 2 pieces of advice, though. One is don't tailgate. Don't run so close that you can't see what's going on up ahead of you. Especially critical if you're doing a trail race. Never tailgate in a trail race. But even in a road race, if you're falling too close, you can't see obstacles, potholes, curbs, things like that. So don't tailgate. And one of the best ways to embrace the back of the pack is run in a pacing group. Often in these longer races, you'll see pacers. Usually they're carrying a flag with a pace time on it. Usually there's a group of people running with them. So get behind those people, get in that wake, let them break the wind, and just make it a little easier and save a little energy. Now, it doesn't mean embrace the pack of the back. You have to do it for the whole race, but do it as long as you want, save some energy, and then towards the end of the race, if you're feeling strong, you want to break out of the pack and finish strong, by all means do it. Break out of the pack, run harder towards the end and get the results that you want to get. But in the meantime, save a little energy and embrace the back of the pack. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this video. I'm all about helping you have a fun, healthy, and safe running life at any age, so especially as you grow older. If you're enjoying it, please consider subscribing. Thank you. Now, adage number 3 is put your phone and your body in battery saver mode. You know what that is in your phone. It's little things that says battery saver, maybe it says energy saver, power saver. And when you click that, it means your phone does some things to help conserve energy. You can do the same thing with your body. There's some things you can do when you're running to conserve energy or manage your energy. For example, recognize gravity's out there. So walk up hills. If it's a long hill or a steep hill, walk it. Don't run it. On the other side, though, when you're going down, lightly jog down the hill. Again, gravity is going to help you there. One of the best things you can do to conserve energy and manage your energy is do run, walk, run. And I know many of you do that already. And if you're new to it, don't know what it is, I'll queue up some videos at the end here to get you started. And one of the best ways to put yourself in energy saver mode is understand how much energy am I using. And I know there are some watches out there, like some Garmin watches and maybe the Coros, that will monitor power and tell you the power or energy you're using. I don't have that. So the way I monitor my energy use is through my pace and my heart rate. I'll be monitoring my pace. I know about what pace I need to be doing in order to finish the race, if I'm doing a half marathon, for example. But I'll also measure my heart rate. I monitor my heart rate. I know I want to be below 80%. If I'm below 80% and running at the pace I like, I know I'm doing a pretty good job of conserving my energy and using it wisely. If I get if I start running too fast or my heart rate gets too high, I know I need to back off. So monitoring your energy rate, either through power on your watch or through heart rate or pace, is a great way to monitor that energy and conserve the usage of it. Now, unlike our phones, say we're out doing a marathon, we bring our phones with it. We can't stop in and plug it in and recharge it. But we can recharge our bodies a little bit, and that's called fueling. So make sure you're refueling during your race. However often works best for you. I tend to refuel about every half hour, take an energy gel, do what you need to do, but keep that fuel coming into your body. But monitor your effort, do run, walk, run, and walk the hills. Now, the fourth adage has nothing to do with energy, but it has to do with hydration, and that is drink when you're thirsty unless over 60. Research generally supports that drinking when you're thirsty is a good way to hydrate during a race. When you start feeling thirsty, you drink. That means you're not going to get dehydrated because you're drinking. And if you're not thirsty, you don't drink. So you don't have to worry about drinking too much. You can actually drink too much water and get into all kinds of problems from that. And that should keep you at about the right hydration level. Now, to make that work, though, you need to have water with you. You need to be carrying water either through a water bladder or a water bottle or something, because you can't say, oh, I'm thirsty, but I got to go 2 miles before I get to an aid station. So you need to bring water with you and drink when you're thirsty, unless, and that was the second part of that adage, unless you're over 60. Once you get over 60, we start losing our sense of thirst. It begins to diminish. So we can't rely on that as a signal to drink. In this case, what I recommend and what I do is drink on a schedule. Drink every 15 to 30 minutes. I typically drink every 15 to 20, depending on, the weather and how much I'm sweating. And I'll drink 2 to 4 gulps from my water bladder. Again, the hotter and more sweatier it is, the more I'll drink, the more frequently I'll drink. But drink on a schedule if you're over 60. But if you're under 60, just drink when you're thirsty and make sure you drink until you're not thirsty. And that should keep you at a pretty good hydration level. So if you remember these 4 adages, they should go a long ways to helping you have a successful race. Success is however you define it, but at a minimum, you want to be able to run across the finish line and finish feeling pretty good. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, would you mind going down and hitting the like icon? If you're new here, I'd love to have you stick around. Please subscribe also. And if you do, be sure to click that bell icon so you get notified whenever I post a new video. Thanks so much and happy running.